Hey everyone, thanks for coming back to the BNS channel. My name is EdieAnne, and today we're doing an update, a personal update. 2 weeks ago-ish, I did a video on the fast metabolism diet. It is still very valid, by the way. And I did 2 videos, one for this Monday and one for last Monday. And as you see or saw, I did not upload them. And so one of the things I struggle with is if I video something and I don't upload it right away, it just feels fake because it's not on the day that it was actually done. Don't ask. Sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's not. But when it's time sensitive like that, I said that I would do a video every Monday for an update, and I didn't do it, and I would have had to upload it today for last month. Yeah, no, that doesn't work. In the last video, I don't remember if I mentioned to you that my doctor removed me off of, or removed my migraine medicine from my daily intake, hoping that this diet would, this new way of eating would help alleviate my migraines. Well, for the first week you have to do it, I had to wean myself off. So I had to take half a tablet every day. And then last week would have been the second week, and that was the first week that I did not have migraine medicine. Well, I got one. It was within, I think it was Wednesday and Thursday of last week, I ended up having a severe migraine, the vomiting kind and the headache kind. So I had some aura, I think actually it was Tuesday night. Tuesday night I had aura. Made it so I really couldn't concentrate and do stuff that I wanted to do. And then Wednesday, I went to bed with a headache Tuesday, woke up with a headache Wednesday, took some medicine Wednesday night, and finally Thursday it started to subside. And I called my doctor, and she immediately put me back on my medicine. The reason that we had taken it off was, or taken me off of it, was because we really hoped that this new diet would alleviate me needing it. So I did not do well. I did well. I didn't do well. The first 2 days I have down pack. I know exactly what I'm supposed to eat because I've redone the first 2 days twice now. And I guess that's one of the important parts of this new eating, is that I need to have a full 28 days of being successful every day. And I really should have thought about that because I knew I was traveling. I didn't know about the migraine, but and right now I'm able to do a full 28 days without going anywhere. We are going to be traveling on a weekend, but my weekends, the food that I eat is more normal, and I can actually get away with eating stuff at a restaurant. I could find stuff that I could eat at a restaurant without going off the diet. So that'll be good. And I've had more time to learn about it. So today is day 1 again. I already froze some food. So I had food that I had done 2 weeks ago that's in the freezer that I'm able to thaw. So that was really cool. I think that part of it's going to be pretty awesome to prepare stuff ahead of time. And that Sunday I had done a lot of preparing of food for that week that I ended up traveling and fell off of it. So that first week I was supposed to be on it, I went downstate to see my daughter, and I fell off of it. And honestly, I would not have known enough about it to try and make it work, so I just didn't do it. I tried to eat well, but you know how that goes. I won't make any excuses at all. So then this last week was the week that I had my migraine, so that's why I didn't do it then. But so basically, in order for it to work, you need to stay on it for the 28 days, because the phases are so specific to what's happening inside of you that if you don't do the first phase before the second phase, then the second phase isn't going to work the way that it's supposed to, and also with the third phase. Phase 1, basically what you're doing is you're cycling through these 3 phases for 4 weeks. And so phase 1 is to unwind, stress, and calm the adrenals. This is information that's in the cookbook that I had gotten. They call it your pocket guide, which I love. So So phase 1 is in regards to unwinding your stress and calming your adrenals. And so Monday and Tuesday are based on lots of carbs and fruit. Now, obviously, the carbs that you're getting are good carbs. You know, like things like I'm having steel-cut oats. Some of the other carbs are in beans. So, I mean, there's some carbs, but it's good carbs, okay? It's not like donuts and bread and that kind of stuff. So phase 1, basically what's happening is you're telling your body, okay, look, it's all right. I'm not going to starve you. Because one of the things that I learned is that when your body goes into starvation mode, in that fight or flight, it doesn't actually get rid of fat. It actually targets your muscles first. And it's weird because they say that you're basically eating your muscle. And so that's why we get weak, right? Because that's the first thing that kind of goes. So we have to tell the metabolism, look, you're not in starvation mode. I'm going to give you the food that you want, which in this case is carbs. We're going to relax, we're going to calm down, and we're going to do this the right way. And we're going to reboot your metabolism so that it can be on fire again. And one of the ways that it was, I'm so big on analogies. And she spoke about starting your furnace. And I kind of created an analogy to go with it that made a lot of sense to me. So in phase 1, you're going downstairs and you're cleaning out the furnace. You're going to take out the old, not the furnace, but your wood stove. That's how I'm seeing this, a wood stove. You're going to clean out the old ashes. You're going to make sure that the chimney is clean so that nothing, you know, no soot or anything is up there so that it doesn't start fires. You're going to prepare the fireplace for a very hot fire, okay? And so that's phase 1, okay? Phase 2 unlocks fat stores and builds muscle. Wednesday and Thursday, it's all about proteins and vegetables. So what I see with this happening is now we're going to put the kindling in, we're going to put a little bit of paper, and we're going to light the fire and get it kindling, get it going, right? And get the fire started. So we've got a fire, it's hot, but it can be hotter, right? Phase 3 is unleash the burn. Hormones, heart, and heat. Friday through Sunday, it's all of the above, which is proteins, vegetables, carbs, and fruit, plus healthy fats and oils. So now what's going to happen, because you did those 2 things prior, now we can throw some big logs in there and get it burning hot, okay? So the 3 phases are really important. If you had thrown the logs in first and tried to start the fire, it might have started, but not for long, right? If you had put the logs in and then tried to get the kindling in underneath, yes, it might work again, but the possibility of it going out often is pretty high. And trust me, I know how the whole building a fire thing works because I do it every winter. And if you had not cleaned the chimney and remove the ashes, one, you might not have any room for that fire to burn, which the ashes are what I consider the fat, right? So you wouldn't have any room left to burn as hot as you want to, because those ashes are going to take up a lot of room, and they're also going to stifle the fire a bit. Okay, so that's kind of the analogy that I put together for this so that I had a better understanding as to why it was so important to do the phases in the order that she suggests, and to not do like I did 2 weeks ago, do my 2 days of phase 1, and then on day 3, which would be phase 2, I was traveling. Now, I could have brought a bunch of fruit with me, but it was protein day. I was supposed to have protein for breakfast, protein for a snack, protein for lunch, protein for a snack, protein for supper. I didn't have access to any of that stuff and the right stuff, right? So one of the big things that she talks about is no nitrates, nitrate-free food, right? We don't want those preservatives because preservatives mean that it's preserving what's inside of us too. We don't want that, right? We need it to eliminate. So I think I have a much better understanding, and I'm hoping that I can help you guys understand it too, because I really think that this is something that is going to be beneficial for me, not only me, but my family. I made that buffalo chili, which is one of the recipes in the book. Ben tried it today and loved it. I find that the prepared, like the recipes themselves are fairly bland, but you can put any spices that you want, right? Cinnamon, cayenne pepper, what's another one? Ginger. Those are all really good spices that are good for your heart even, and for fat burning. You know, one of the things that it talks about is, I forget what it's called. It's a fat burning watermelon smoothie. And it is based on putting, let me see if I can find it real quick. Fat burning, I think it's in the other book. But there's cinnamon in it, and I even think there's cayenne pepper in it. So, I mean, the recipes, and I have to tell you, the food that I've created here, it's been pretty good, and I'm not that good of a cook, so I'm learning. So, I have yet to do a phase 2. Very excited to. I actually have the stuff here. Shopping has gotten much easier. I'm looking for things in places that I know where they are. So that has gotten easier. Have I lost any weight? No, I haven't lost any weight because I haven't done anything to lose weight. So that's my spiel as far as where I'm at with my fast metabolism, with my metabolism diet. And you know what? I think I still have a really hard time saying the word diet because I don't want it to be a fad thing. I don't want it to do what it's done to me in the past. Oh, she's dieted. She's dieting. I'm always on a diet. But when I think of the word diet, to me, it means how I'm eating. Like, I remember when my father was a very bad diabetic, and he had a specific diet that he had to eat by because it was for diabetes. So there were certain things that he couldn't eat. There were things that he should have eaten. You know, so his diet was based on medicinal purposes. And that's where I want this to look like and what I want it to feel like. So to me, it's a metabolism and an anti-inflammatory diet. That's what I'm focusing on so that I can eliminate my medicines. I would love to be able to get rid of my migraine medicine. I just was obviously made to realize that I need it. And so if things aren't going to change, I'll probably have to continue. But some of the things that she talks about is thyroid. I take thyroid medicine, you know? So as far as the food goes, I'm loving it, really. I just had a fresh kiwi. I had some fresh mango this morning. That was pretty good. I'm learning new things, and that's the fun of it, really. The food dishes themselves, I love them. Ben hasn't fallen in love with any of them yet, except for the buffalo chili today. He was okay, and I think it's because it's made with buffalo meat. He loves game or wild type meat like that. Besides the fact that his grandfather used to raise buffalo. And so he really is partial to it, I suppose. You know, and it may take some time. Maybe it's just that I need to spice it up a bit more because I know he had the meat sauce that I made for my spaghetti the other night and thought it was good, but he thought it was bland. So it's just a matter of spicing it up, I think. And I like spicy foods too. I just have to be careful because of my GERD. I got too much stuff going on. Tomorrow I'm getting my hair done. I'm super excited. It really needs to be done. All right, everyone. I hope you have an amazing day. If you have questions or if you want to give me suggestions, if you've done this metabolism diet, I would love to hear from you as well. So I'll talk to you guys all later and be expecting a video next Monday as well. All right. Bye, everyone.